Get ready, because there's a lot of videos coming up. Today we're going to look at a flashlight that has been requested many times. I'm not sure if by the same person or by multiple people, but we're going to look at it nonetheless, and that is a zoomable flashlight. Now, I'm sure you guys have probably seen on social media that super bright, blind you with a laser, tactical, law enforcement, army, super zoomable flashlight for 10 bucks that they advertise all over the place. I've seen it too, and no, I don't want to review it. It's not going to go on the channel. I have been looking high and low for a good quality zoomable flashlight that I can recommend to you. I had thought I found it when I got a set of the Anchor flashlights. Unfortunately, the Anchor flashlights just didn't do it for me. I chose not to review them. I wasn't very happy with them. I gave them some suggestions. Hopefully, they continue the flashlight game and come out with something a little bit higher quality. I do, however, like this light that I found from Fenix. This is the Fenix FD41, so we're going to take a look at that today. So as with many other Fenix flashlights, this one comes with a durable nylon holster. It's got the Velcro in the back. I love that because you can just attach it onto your belt without having to take it off. That's a big pet peeve of mine. Sometimes I'm slipping things on and off my belt throughout the day, and I don't like to have to undo it to do so. Holds the light in here really securely. Here is a look at the light. You can see it's got a larger head on the top because it's got that cool zoom feature. So if you can't decide before a more spotty flashlight or a more floody flashlight, I know I've showed a bunch of both on the channel, the Fenix FD41 has you covered. 900 lumens, which is pretty typical for an 18650 flashlight, which this will run. It'll also run 2 CR123s. It's got the larger head on it because it does have that zoom feature, so you can zoom back and forth between spot and flood depending on the application that you're using the light for. As I said, the FD41 maxes out at 900 lumens, running a XPL high LED, one of my favorite LEDs, and then you do have the zoom feature, which you turn this bezel here, and that allows it to zoom in and out. It still is waterproof up to, I believe, 3 meters, so that is not a problem with this light as it is with other zoomable flashlights. It really lowers the waterproofing ability. Single side switch here, and also a clicky tail cap. It does have a removable ring, which you can use if you like to hold it like a cigar, which I never do. I generally will just hold it overhand grip like this, or just like a normal flashlight. Sometimes I will even hold it just by the head, and it's very comfortable no matter which way you decide to grip this light. Very high quality construction, as is typical with Fenix flashlights. You've got some very small diamond knurling here. It is made out of the aircraft aluminum, and then it also has the advanced circuitry built in. If you're new to the channel or new to flashlights, some of those features are overheat protection, so it'll shut down the light if it gets too hot. It's got digital circuitry in it, so it's going to maintain its brightness even when your batteries start to lose their voltage. It's not going to dim down like older flashlights did. And then it has polarity protection, so you can't put the flashlight or the batteries in the wrong way. Operation is quite simple, and I know a lot of you appreciate that. Simple on and off with the tail cap here. You can also momentary it if you don't fully depress. 4 mode levels, and I really like the mode spacing on this light as well. So we can turn it on, and then you just simply hit the side switch there to cycle through your modes. You got a 10 lumen mode, which will run for 150 hours. A 150 lumen mode, which will run for 10 hours and 15 minutes, a 350 lumen mode, which will run for 3 hours and 50 minutes, and then on up to its brightness or brightest setting, 900 lumens, which will run for an hour 40, and then you also have the capability to zoom the light. So you can go from a very tight spot to a very wide flood if you keep spinning the light, giving you the capability of not only having different lighting levels, but also having a different type of beam, which is pretty dang cool. As with most tactical flashlights, you also do get a strobe. If you hold the button down, it'll go into that strobe mode, so it does have that as well, which I find is nice. You could use it in a self-defense situation to momentarily blind an attacker, for example. Let's look at some wall shots, and then we'll take it outside. So this is the 10 lumen mode, the low mode. We can switch up to 150 lumens. Very nice spot. Of course, I have it dialed in for spot at the moment. Jump it up to its high, and then on up to turbo. You can see very nice beam even for a zoomable flashlight. No real hot spots in the center, just a nice uniform beam. However, when you start to turn it into more of a floody flashlight, you can see that you start to get that dark spot in the center as it spreads the light out. Now it does become more uniform, as you're going to see in the outdoor shots, and you lose that center spot, but as you're transitioning you do get that hot spot right in the center. Let's look at some distance shots here again with the low, our medium, high, which is reaching out quite a ways, and then our turbo. We can see almost all the way across the field here with a distance of 340 meters. We can certainly light these trees up next to us, but can't quite light the trees up in the background there. On turbo, we can transition over to spot, and you can see that you get a very spotty light. Hard to see on this shot. Let's see the transition when we have a building. So here we have spot, and then we can transition to our flood. And you can notice when you're on flood, you lose all of the hot spot in the center that you have when transitioning. Now if I lower the light, you can see here that it is lighting it up quite a bit, and then we can transition back to our spot. So I like it. It's one of the nicest zoom flashlights that I've ever had. And if that is something you're looking for, this would be the perfect light. Now, one thing I was concerned about is the bezel. You can only spin it using the knurled portion of it here. Some other lights you can spin the whole head and it zooms in and out. Unfortunately, those I find break over time because you can spin the whole head. This one, I do like the fact that you do have to spin the actual bezel to get it to zoom in and out. My concern was with gloves, am I still able to do it? I had no problem doing it with gloves as long as you sink it down into the pocket of your hand, and then it worked just fine. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video today, taking a look at the Fenix FD41, finally a zoom light that I can recommend to you and does have very high quality. Its build quality is very, very good, as with most other Fenix lights. I do like the fact that you can switch between spot and flood. I do find myself using it quite often and adjusting that beam. I don't know if it's just because it has the capability or if I just like that capability or not. I'm okay with my other flashlights where I have more of a spot or more of a flood. I just take a different light for different applications. I believe the light that I put in my Get Home bag, which is a Claris light, has a more spotty beam to it. So it is nice once in a while to have the floody beam. I like that it's very simple to operate, on, off, switch the modes, doesn't have any fancy programming or anything like that, so I think, again, some of you will appreciate that. I'm also going to leave a link below to Amazon where you can pick this light up for yourself. Now, it's not cheap. It's not 15 bucks like the other Survivor light that they market out there. I think last I checked, it was around $85, which is pretty typical for a really nice, 18650, 1000-ish lumen flashlight. So given that it has the zoom feature, I think that that's a pretty fair price for it. You could probably catch it on sale, maybe get it for $79 or something like that, but I will leave a link below to that. As I said in the beginning of the video, I have a ton of gear in-house ready to show to you, so if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you click that subscribe button. Hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Please give it a big thumbs up for me. Make sure you leave me a comment below. What do you think about the Fenix FD41 flashlight? As always, please share this video to any friends and family who might be interested. And as always, click that red subscribe button. Subscribe to my channel for more videos.